And I just realized my phone is not remotely centered. Hold on. That's a bit better. So, I think pretty much everyone in my area knew that what's going on outside was inevitable. Like, we were going to get something like, for full stop, it is like pure white outside. Like, full stop, for whatever reason, I found myself being awake at 5:30 this morning, looking out the window. I'm like, huh, that doesn't seem so bad. But then I actually leaned forward a little bit more to look out my window. It's weird. Like, my bed is this way. My window would be behind me, right here. So I look back. I'm like, huh, that doesn't seem so bad. And I leaned forward a little bit more and seemed like, oh, I mean, I guess that's not too bad. And now, just 4 hours later, it's hilariously bad out there. Like, I'm almost too afraid to go out. I'm not afraid to go outside. I mean, there's stuff I want to do. I mean, full stop, I am going to drive in this crazy weather to see my family. Of course, that would mean that I can't dilly-dally while I'm here. In fact, you know what? Hold on. I know it seems weird I'm doing this for 2 videos in a row, but actually I realize, full stop, I'm going to be taking the jersey off after the video. So I can't put the jacket on yet, but yeah, if I want to leave early to get to places on time, I'm going to have to get ready right now. So with that said, good morning, happy Sunday, everybody. Given the intro, it doesn't take a lot of thought to understand what my low is. But my high is, I got to see some people yesterday, saw some friends yesterday when I went out and about and did my things, as well as had some family time. It was wonderful. And my act of kindness was, well, I did hold the door for someone. I did that for sure. Yeah, that was it. Actually, one thing I did yesterday I need to talk about, because when I was a kid, I actually did a Big Flats Youth League basketball that took place at a Big Flats Elementary, and this was years ago. So yesterday, I went there to support a friend of mine's kid, and show support and stuff. And that building is wildly different from when I was that age, when I was young. Full stop, when I was a kid, where their cafeteria is now, that was their gym. Where their auditorium / cafeteria was, that's their new library. That's insane that it's just changed. Those are 2 really big changes. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw it, but there you go. That's what happened. Checked out the game. It was a lot of fun. Went to church yesterday. I'm going to go to church again. And you know what? All day, there's a few people I ran into whom, I talked to my dad, talked to a friend of mine I saw at the games yesterday, in terms of, who do you think is going to be in the Super Bowl? And I've given this a lot of thought myself. I really have. Obviously, even after a week, I'm still bummed that it's not going to be the Bills. But, I can Actually, you know what I'll do? I don't want to leave the jack right. I'll put the jacket up here. There we go. That's better. Huh. Actually, I don't want to put my dirty shoes on the ottoman. Alright. So, we got ourselves a few pretty big games today. And how convenient that, you know what, in some ways, I feel really glad for the football teams playing today, because neither of the games are taking place here in the Northeast. Oh, God. Can you imagine if the Patriots were the #1 seed, can you imagine playing a game in this weather at Foxborough? Oh, that'd be crazy. But no, it's Denver's the #1 seed, so New England is going to Denver. And Seattle is the #1 seed, so Los Angeles is going to Seattle. So we got the Broncos and the Patriots, and we have the Seahawks, Rams and the Seahawks. Or Seahawks and Rams. I was going for high seed, low seed. Anyway. So, who y'all got? I mean, you saw the title of this video. I've been making NFL picks from the beginning of the season, and today is no exception. But this is actually kind of tough. Because, I mean, yeah, on the surface, anyone would say that, you know, since Denver and Seattle are the #1 seeds, they're most likely going to win because, you know, they're at home, it's from a home crowd, you know, they should win. And on paper, that would seem pretty sound. However, Bo Nix for the Denver Broncos is out, so they're without their starting quarterback. And Seattle, while in a better position, they have Sam Darnold, who, again, better. But Sam Darnold really has proven that he really is a capable quarterback. Just, you know, the Jets suck. That's like death, taxes, and the Jets being terrible. Like that, those are constants in life. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. So with that said, both #1 seeds, even if by some miracle they do win, their opponents will not make it easy for them. For the AFC, you have the Denver Broncos versus the New England Patriots. And listen, actually, you know what? It's very funny that both the visiting teams have both Drake May and Matthew Stafford, because between those two quarterbacks, someone's going to win MVP. Like, I could easily see Drake May winning MVP, and I could definitely see Matthew Stafford winning MVP. And I'd be okay with either one of them. They would have earned it for sure. I guess it just matters on, well, here's the thing. I was actually talking this over with my father on Friday, and he's pretty sure it's going to go to Drake May for the MVP. Which, if it does, good on him. He's earned it. I can tell you Dave Portnoy is very happy about that. Shout out to Dave Portnoy. You know, I said this in a short the other day. How much you want to bet that when you're watching TV and getting ready to watch at least the AFC Championship, we're going to be seeing nothing but clips of Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady? Like how much you want to bet we're going to be seeing that a lot? I'm sure that's going to happen. So, with that said, I mean, this isn't Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. I mean, listen, they're going to be showing the clips to rile up both the Patriots fans and the Broncos fans. But this is no longer Peyton Manning and Tom Brady's time. That time passed a long time ago. Over a decade ago, even. Right now, it's Drake May versus Jarrett Stidham. Now, to be fair to Jarrett Stidham, he actually was on the Patriots for a while. He would actually know some of the Patriots' game plan. He would. But in the end, it's not going to be enough. I think, Mike Vrabel, having been on, one of the Patriots teams that won those 6 Super Bowls, as well as being a great coach in his own right, he's got New England back to where they once were. I don't know how long I don't think it's going to last as long as the Brady-Belichick era. However, what Mike Vrabel did for the Patriots is magnificent, to say the least. When the time comes, people are wondering if who's going to go in the Hall of Fame. Mike Vrabel will go into the Hall of Fame for something. For being a player and for being a coach. Which he should. Of course, it's far too early to say anything like that, but that could happen. And you know what? If Bo Nix wasn't injured, I really would say this would be a lot closer of a game. But as I was thinking about it all week, even if by some miracle the Broncos wind up beating the Patriots, I do not see any scenario where the Broncos win the Super Bowl. I'll get more on that in a second. So, yeah. I got the Patriots winning the AFC Championship and representing the AFC in the Super Bowl. And now, for the NFC. I mean, Seattle's always been a team I would say for the last 15 years, Seattle's always been a team that, worst case scenario, they're always middle of the pack. That's worst case scenario. And I thought they'd be pretty decent this year. I never would have suspected they'd be the number 1 seed. That coach that Seattle has, he's good. Seattle definitely has a bright future ahead of them if they keep that coach. And Sam Darnold, you know what? Listen, I actually didn't mind Sam Darnold. I did. I just hate the fact he was on the New York Jets. Come on, man. The Jets are terrible. How many QBs have they gone through? It's the Jets. The only thing the Jets ever have going for them is that they got a great defense, and even that manages to be messed up. So, yeah. Sam Darnold has proven that he is a top 10 quarterback in this league. I really do think he has. Because that's what he did for Minnesota last year, and what he's doing for Seattle this year, he's good. He's darn good. I'll say that much. Try not to use curse words here. But then you have, the Rams. As soon as Matthew Stafford was traded from Detroit to Los Angeles, I knew that he would win a Super Bowl. And he did. Immediately he won a Super Bowl, in fact. Granted, at that time the Rams they threw everything but the kitchen sink in terms of their, salary cap to make sure that it happened. They paid Jalen Ramsey a king's ransom. They paid Aaron Donald a king's ransom, which Aaron Donald's definitely going to the Hall of Fame for sure. Getting Matthew Stafford, that was the piece that the Rams needed, and it worked. It worked phenomenally. And, Matthew Stafford is once again on point to take him to the Super Bowl again. And I really do think he could. So while I absolutely do applaud everything Seattle did, for sure, including beating the earlier this year. Facing an opponent 3 times in a season is tough. Best case scenario, you're usually winning 2 out of 3 of those bouts. Like, I know technically Seattle had the tiebreaker. That's why they're the number 1 seed. But this is the real tiebreaker right here. Whoever wins this game is going, like, they're not just going to go to the Super Bowl. I think they actually could win the Super Bowl. Even if the Patriots wind up going, actually, I don't want to say that just yet. As much as I'd like to think that, I mean, listen, I just said the Patriots are going to the Super Bowl, and whoever they face, honestly, whoever makes it to the Super Bowl, first of all, we're guaranteed a Super Bowl rematch either way. You know, if it's the Patriots versus the Seahawks, we have a rematch of Super Bowl 48, which hopefully won't end the way it did. And if you don't know, in Super Bowl 48, the Seahawks had the ball with position to score. Instead of giving the ball to Marshawn Lynch, Russell Wilson tries to throw it, but it's picked off right in the end zone. Some say it's the worst offensive call in NFL history. Others say it's the greatest defensive call in NFL history. If it's the Seahawks and the Patriots, it's not going to be that scenario again. In fact, I really do feel that Super Bowl would be pretty evenly matched. I don't know who would win, but it'd be pretty evenly matched. Also, that Seattle team that won that Super Bowl and then lost to the Patriots a year later, they had a team, a strong core, but it was also very fragile as well. I mean, after they lost that Super Bowl, everything fell apart. If the Seahawks make it to the Super Bowl and lose, that team's not going to fall apart. Again, I expect Seattle to do a lot of big things next year as of this moment, as of this video. As for the Rams, I would be remiss if I didn't say that of the 4 remaining QBs in the NFL, Matthew Stafford's the best one, by far. I said earlier that Matthew Stafford's definitely going to give Drake May a run for his money in terms of who's going to win MVP. Excuse me. And that is going to be true. I would say Drake May will definitely win the MVP. But there's a very strong... And again, I've got a couple weeks to mull this over too. So I could always change my mind on this. But we're going to get a rematch of Super Bowl 36 and 53. We're going to get a Patriots-Rams Super Bowl. I am 95% sure that's going to happen. I do. A Rams-Patriots Super Bowl, which is the 3rd time this matchup has ever happened. The first time it happened was when it was Tom Brady's first Super Bowl, and him and Bill Belichick defeated the greatest show on turf. Super Bowl 53 was the last Super Bowl of the Tom Brady-Bill Belichick era. And once again, Tom Brady was extraordinary, and Julian Edelman won MVP. I don't know what the outcome of this particular Super Bowl will be, but I do know that that's the matchup we're getting. I got the Patriots, and I have the New England Patriots being the Denver Broncos, and I have the Los Angeles Rams being the Seattle Seahawks. Yes, both visiting teams pulling off the upset. Now only time will tell. I hope you like this video. If you did, like us, right, YouTube channel, follow us on social media. As always, under this video for all you guys watching Jordan. We have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Sunday. And remember, if you guys want to talk to us, we're here to let know. Back. Take care. Make good choices. 607 all day, baby.